All right, and we got Roberto Lowe's hosting the game lobby, Nub 2.0, kind enough to share his screen. And then we got Zareki running the scoreboard. Thank you, sir. All right, looks like we're all set. Good luck to all the players. The winner of this game, this will be a single game, and the winner will take open, we'll take home the Big Maps Open trophy. I don't know if it's a trophy, but it's something. I'm fairly certain there's some type of prize pool, but I didn't really look. All right, so we got Carter 8786 in the first seat, our white player. So 70% domination with progressive cards. It looks like the turn timer is 90 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. I should probably double check that. Let me go ahead and do that. Oh, nope, it's not there. Oh, geez. Huh. I'm not sure where the full settings list is at. But I think we know what we need to know. Horace Boy successfully rolls a perfect 6v2. Should be able to take the bridge on turn 1, which is very nice for Horace. The bridge, I believe, is a +10, which is the largest bonus on this map. Imagine taking Asia on the classic map in your first turn. So he could have taken it right now, but it looks like he's going to wait. Going to wait for other people to take their bonuses. Doesn't want to get too far ahead of everybody. Very nice of Horace to be patient like that. But that certainly is going to be Horace's bonus here in a little bit. Then in the third seat, we got Hudson Hornet. If you want to check out his POV, he's streaming on his own Twitch. He's our yellow player. Ooh, that for a second it looked like he was thinking of adding to the bridge. Indeed an odd situation. So because it's progressive 70, we may not see bonus taking happen. All right, Reynold, the player off the wait list, whose hopes and dreams have been revived, made his way into the finals here. Our orange player in the fourth seat. Going to take a card, but loses a troop in the process. All right, Roberto, the raging red player here. Well, maybe not raging. Roberto's a pretty chill dude. He's in the fifth seat here. Yeah, and looking at this board, it doesn't really look like anyone has lines for a bonus except for Horace. So I believe this game will likely play out as a non-bonus game. I don't see Horace being allowed to hold the bridge if no one else is able to hold any other bonuses. Goes ahead and grabs a quick card. And activates his 3 in the back corner. No way this becomes non-bonus. Or will it? Question mark. Nub takes a very quick turn. Purple player in the sixth and final seat. Sharing his POV here. Trying to line up the, I believe that's a +4 at the top. Yeah, the Grocer's +4, the smallest bonus on this map. All right, so we'll see how the players choose to organize this board. I'm not going to lie, if I'm Horace, I go ahead and take the bridge bonus here and see if I'm allowed to hold. I would leave my portal open. Hudson's saying don't take it, and if anyone has a reason to not want the bridge to be taken, it's certainly Hudson. So aside from the fact that Hudson's best bonus is one that is split, that he has no chance of getting to without going through the bridge in the first place, putting that aside, Hudson's also currently kill guarded by Horace in that pocket. So Horace still not taking the bonus. Decides to beef up the unstable portal, though. So Hudson gonna play this like a non-bonus progressive game. I don't see what bonus Hudson could possibly take if this did turn into a bonus game. So yeah, Hudson has a vested interest in this never becoming a bonus game. Reynolds Plimpton, his best bonus is music area, the +6, but I don't think it's likely that he'll get it. I think Nub wants to keep his 3 in that pocket back there. Yeah, there really simply aren't enough players set up to take bonuses this game. Does he bring his 3 in? Nope. Moves his 2 out. Yeah, I think if any bonus is taken, it's going to be Nub. The +4 at the top there is a 1-point hold because of that blizzard. And it's at least a 1 point based off of where the portals are this turn. Maybe in a future turn the portals will make it a 2 point. All right, Roberto grabs the pocket that Horus Boy left on the previous turn. Nub gonna portal over to take his 1 point +4. Loses 3 on Carter's 2. So Horus Boy could break that +4 if he wanted to, but I don't think he's interested in doing that. Roberto immediately says, well, good game, well played. Yeah, a uniquely bad roll for Nub. So Horus has a decision to make here. Does he break Nub or does he take his own bonus, seeing as how his bonus is larger? Of course, Horus's problem is if he takes his own bonus, he almost certainly won't be allowed to hold it. So maybe he's better off breaking Nub. But it would be a 7v4 roll, which is failable. So the worst case scenario for Horus is attempting the break and failing it. Oh, sorry, it would be an 8v4 roll, excuse me, which is still failable. So Nub is saying, oops, please don't break me for the love of God. Horus says, no problem, fam. I'm just going to take my +10. You can hold your +4 behind me. So Hudson says, oops. And Horus defends against Hudson. Does Hudson have any choice but to break here? This is bad. They all going to team on Horus and Nub. Yep. Both of these players will likely get broken next turn when the portals open up. But Horus will have the troop generation sufficient to potentially defend, but maybe he won't be able to defend against everybody. Reynolds adds behind Hudson and removes a exterior position of Nubs. They need to break Horus twice, then let him hold. Nub shouldn't be broken. Yeah. All right, now Roberto's up. Doesn't seem entirely obvious. Yeah, I don't really see clear bonuses for anyone else. It does look like this is almost a 2v4 team bonus game versus team non-bonus game. Which is always nice when you have a fundamental disagreement like that taking shape in a final game. Well, maybe not nice, but certainly fun. Carter breaks Horus. Blizzards make this nasty. Yeah, they certainly do. Roberto removes a horse position, but it does cost him about 2 troops. No blizzards makes bonuses a whale of a lot easier to take. Yeah, Hudson would take the top left +8 if there weren't any blizzards. He would easily be able to get it. He might be able to get it because of the portals. He might be able to portal down there this turn. All right. We see the muskets of war go out. Nub defending his portal pretty heavily, but everyone is encouraging Carter to break Horus. Because Horus goes second in turn order, that portal will get defended if not broken now, so Carter does decide to break it. Horus, I'm sure, probably not super pleased about that. Almost certainly going to retake. And then I think he moves his 3 onto that portal. I thought he'd move the pocket 3 there. All right, so that could be broken again, but if I'm Hudson, I go ahead and start working on the +8, thanks to that portal. Looks like he is probably going to portal over to that position off his 4. Since Horus and Nub are insisting on making this a bonus game, I don't see how Hudson doesn't also try to go for his own bonus. Looks like he is. Does he 6v2 in to Horus? I would have removed Horus the other side right now also. Going to fortify because he did want to maintain that that position over in that pocket over there. But yeah, doesn't really have a clear line to that bonus take. Roberto and Carter are interested in keeping their exteriors in that +8 in the top left. This is going to be one bloody war. This shouldn't have been with Blizzards. Easier to get bonuses. Yellow working towards a +8. Yep, absolutely. Oh, geez. Roberto removes another exterior stack, but that was extraordinarily expensive. Lost 4 troops. Nub can only chuckle because the troops that Roberto lost, he gets as bonus troops. Going to add a 2 there to discourage a future break. And because he goes last in turn order, he's going to grab an exterior position and is also going to back up in case Horus wants to break him. Now Horus has 2 portals in his bonus. Nub does not have a set on 4, but doesn't matter a whole lot since this is the first round of trades that we're about to get into. All right, it looks like Horus is going to be able to hold this time. Was not broken, and the portals are not active, so a big +13 for Horus Boy. Roberto can only chuckle. That does seem to be a coping mechanism that some players will employ from time to time. Yep, they certainly did let him hold that. Looks like he's trying to beef things up, but where does he get his card from? Going to get his card off of Reynold, and then presumably put his 6 on the portal. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. All right, so Hudson is up. Hudson immediately removes Horse Boy's other position. Going to line up for some kind of +8 take in the future. Of course, Nub did make that harder by moving that 5 in there. Someone will need to break through a stack, or else Horus just wins it easily. Yep, that's probably true. Reynold is slowly working on the +5 in the bottom right. Takes a card, sits on the portal. And Roberto kind of looks like he's working on that bottom middle bonus, but yep, removes an exterior position of Horus Boys. If you want that +10, it's going to cost you, says the players. Nub going to sit with a big 15 stack on the portal at the back of his bonus. All right, 4 trade for Carter. So Carter has already taken his turn to break Horus, but the problem is turn order. Carter has the easiest break on hitting that 5 stack before Horus has an opportunity to beef it up with the bonus troops as well as his trade. Looks like Carter is not going to break Horus. Going to take a card off of Roberto. Horus gets to hold the +10 again and is going to set in for the 6. I have not seen a match on this map quite like this. Yeah. Horus and Nub against the world. Yep, it's team bonus versus team no bonus. Horus isn't really stacking to run, stacking to protect his +10. Once you get onto the addictive crack that is bonus troops, it's very hard to let that go, particularly in the first couple turns. And Horus Boy is certainly feeling the craving of hanging on to that +10, as you can see, guarding with 4 7s and a 9. Blizzards is winning in the case. Crackle loves a good Blizzard setting. Nub doesn't win in this situation, yeah. All right, so we do see Horus take another card off of his only external position. Horus Boy might get broken. That Portal 8 or Hudson might break him. Hudson gets the 8 trade. I think Roberto might just be cooked here, particularly if Reynold takes his bonus and if Hudson takes his. Does Hudson go ahead and remove Nub's 5? Yeah. Nub gives him the thumbs up, but Hudson decides not to remove it. Gonna stack with a big 14 there. That territory is pretty nice for blocking 70% runs, or for setting up your own. So Reynolds sets, puts everything in furniture zone. Gonna go ahead and take that and hold it on a 1 point. That's a +5 for Reynolds Plimpton, who joins team bonus game with that move. So now Roberto, arguably the leader of team no bonus game, slamming into troops and stacks to remove exterior positions at great cost to himself. We'll see if he continues to do that here, or if he also decides to change teams. It's just insane. This won't end without bonuses. At this point, it won't. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, screw breaking. I'll take my precious bonus as well. Yeah, it's almost like watching. This is almost like watching the Fellowship of the Ring, but seeing everybody be slow instead of like them successfully doing what they need to do and like throwing the ring into Mount Doom. This is everybody slowly succumbing to the power of the ring, and it looks like Roberto is going to join, or is he going to allow Carter's 5 to escape over to the left? Looks like he is, and he's laughing to himself about being laughing and frustrated with himself about giving into the seductive power of bonuses. This is the most insane finals I've seen so far in a while, yeah. Nub with the big trade, going to add 22 troops to the board with that 15 set of his. And decides to leave the bonus that Hudson's going for. It's only fair since he has it. And still no one breaks Horus, that is true. Carter doesn't really have a bonus of his own just yet. But it does look like the board is organizing itself into a bonus game. But Horus Boy has the primary benefit of this, seeing as how he's been on a +10 since what, turn 2? Or turn 3 since he was broken once? Horus wins easily unless he screws it up or they sue into him. Yep. So where does Horus get his card? Removing that orange 1 seems to be his best card, but that does close a line or two of his. Looks like he is going to go ahead and take that. Only has 1 portal in his bonus this time, so he can guard his +10 on a 3-point. Hudson going to set in on 3 for the 20 trade. Nub also checking his cards for a set. He has a set on 3 also. But Hudson needs this in order to grab his +8. He's been setting up all game for. Since this has devolved into a bonus game, Hudson's going to take it as well. Or take his as well. All right, Roberto going to be able to take his. Roberto getting a +6. What, on turn 8? Is that what? I think we're on turn 8 now. Or turn 9, excuse me. I can't count. Yep, and speaking of Mamba, Nathaniel, he like as you were asking where he was, he put in the lobby chat, well shoot, it be what it be. So you summoned him, but unfortunately unfortunately this game is well underway, so Nub gonna see if he can get a card with these 2s that are gonna die anyway. Unfortunately, Hudson's 1 seems to be ironclad. Dabs over having lost those and activates his 21 stack. That is situated behind Horus Boy. All right, we see the set. Carter's going to use it to take his bonus. The big 25 trade. All right, Horus Boy, well ahead of everyone else, could probably set and take out either Reynolds or Roberto. Going to go for the 30 trade. He can run in like 2 turns. Or if he has a good chain right now, he might be able to run. The portals are pretty lined up for him on Roberto, if he thinks he has it. This is certainly plenty of troops to take out Roberto. Let's see if he goes for it. Gets perfect dice on that 3. 23 going to go over to the right-hand side to clean Roberto out over there. And before Roberto gets the opportunity to benefit from having to trade his own no bonus values, he will be snuffed out. And this is what happens when you get corrupted by the ring. No, I'm kidding. It's unfortunately bad luck for Roberto. That's all it was. All right, GG's Roberto, and well played to Horus, taking first kill of the final game here. Of course, it's not really worth any points, is it? I should probably have this up. All right, he's working on the Reynold kill, but he doesn't have the troops to do this. Needed to win that 1v1 there. Definitely doesn't have it now. Yep, needs to be careful. This does appear to be a feed, if not... Actually, no, this does look like a run. Going to go into Hudson's bonus, but that 11 can't go any further than it already has. Horus Boy attempts the run after killing Roberto, but I think he might have jumped the gun a bit early there. So we're over at Hudson's turn. Hudson set in last turn. Meanwhile, Reynold is on 1 card and 3 troops. Hudson going to come over and go ahead and bag that kill that Horus Boy left for him. All right. Going to set in for the 40 trade. Is this going to be enough for Hudson to go ahead and take the win here? Puts a lot of troops back there. Should be plenty to remove all those 3s. So Hudson decides to take the +5 instead of retaking his +8. Gonna sit. Nub gonna set in for 45. No kills on the board with setup in turn, but does he think he has the run? He's counting it out right now. A lot of splits on this map that you don't always factor into it for a 70 run. Who unfortunately makes a 68 stack. That's unlucky. That might be a bad omen. Trying to path it. It does appear to be a run attempt. Trying to path it very carefully. Okay, not quite a run attempt, just taking some board. Only leaving Hudson behind him. But aside from that, the Blizzards make this to where Nub basically is on a 2-point here. Carter goes ahead and breaks Horus's... Or actually, no, that bonus was already broken. Carter just takes a card. Don't think Nub quite has the run. The splits make the run very ugly, yeah. Yeah, Horus might be screwed. But it does look like he has a set on 3 here for the 50 trade. Is he going after Hudson here? I think Nub has too much of the board locked down for this run to be successful. Welp. Hey, how's it going, Emily? Here we go again. Probably has it, but needs to hurry. He's thinking. I'm not sure he placed his troops quite right to pull this run off. Nub has 27% of the board locked down. So he does take a card on Carter. And removes Hudson's 18. Does he also break Hudson? Yeah, if he had placed better, he might have been able to run that. But it was still a tricky run regardless. Where's he put his 11? Backs it up to his 20 stack. So now Hudson is in a little bit of trouble here. Likely to break Horus for that smack. Ooh, doesn't break Horus. Going to sit on the portal. That's probably a wiser move. All right, Nub going to remove Hudson from behind him. Unless his dice disagree, fails to remove Hudson from behind him. Going to have to take his card elsewhere. Does he stack on the portal and free up Hudson's or Horus Boy's stack. He does. Carter going to set in on 3 as well. Nub also has a set on 3, and Hudson presumably has a set on 4. Does Carter have the run here? Nope, just breaks Hudson.
Yeah.
Gonna fortify his 8. Where does that go? To his big stack or the 26? And it looks like Horus Boy is gonna be allowed to hold 2 bonuses. Big plus 16 for Horus. 21 troops. Does Horus run it here? Hudson, meanwhile, is on 69 troops. That's why we saw the dabs. Yeah, what's he doing? He's got the run. Yeah, I think he certainly does have the run. He's trying to see it. That 23 just needs to go to the right. And the 30 might be able to portal around to some places. Yeah, Nub is counting it out. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Horus sees his run. Just going to grab a card and wait for Hudson to take his turn. Does Hudson not have a set on 4? He does not. Takes a card behind Nub. Meanwhile, Nub has a set on 3. Does he have the run with the 60 trade? Hudson is on 5 cards. Does Nub even need to kill Hudson for this, or does he just run it as is? Looks like he is going to go for the run here. Splits off a few troops to bag all of these pockets, getting good dice on the 3s. Split off exactly the number of troops he needed. Well played. Going to go into Horus Boy's bonus. Does he also pick up that 4? He does. Going to come in with the 90 now. He's already on 50% of the board. Still has a 60 stack to use. Could have probably killed Hudson just about. Actually, no. He didn't have a really good way to get to that 4 in the back. Splitting off what he needs to finish off a few territories down in the bottom here. 2 3v1s for 61% of the board. Needs to win a 25v4 and a 5v3 for game. Fails the 5v3. Just about had the run, a very, very well attempted run, but unfortunately comes up a bit short. Does this give the game to Carter? Because now Carter should be able to bag the Hudson kill and then turn that into a run. Going to run through Horus Boy's 29 to get over to Hudson's last stack. Going to go ahead and maximize his turn timer. Also has the Horus Boy kill. Does he kill Horus Boy first? Horus Boy had a massive lead there, holding the plus 10 all game. Just like that, he is out. Takes 4th place. GG's to Horus Boy. Well played, Carter, taking the 4th kill, or the 3rd kill this game. Carter gonna go ahead and start working on the bottom, or the top right bonus. Grab all those territories on 60% of the board. Doesn't quite have the run without the trade, so it's a good thing he has this trade. Carter 8786 gonna set in with Hudson Hornets troops. GG's to Hudson, taking 3rd place. And it looks like the game and the tournament going to go to Carter 8786, running the board here for the 70%.